Hey everybody, welcome to Perfect Edition Comics. I'm your host Perfect, and today we're going to take a look at collected editions, new releases for December 2020. Let's do this thing. First up, we've got Marvel Comics and the Eternals Complete Saga Omnibus. The Eternals movie has been in production for a while now. I'm not always sure when it's coming out due to COVID and everything going on in 2020. Looks like it'll be out in 2021. And so these Omnis and a selection of other, I believe, complete collections or epic collections have been scheduled to kind of catch up and fill you in on the Eternals as a team and to get into this for the movie that's coming up. So this is the first of these Omnibuy, and this collects the Eternals 1 to 19 from the original series in 1976, Annual Number 1, Eternals from 1985, 1 to 12, Eternals, The Herod Factor, New Eternals, Apocalypse Now, Iron Man Annual Number 6, Avengers 246 to 248, and then some material from What If 23 to 30. This comes December the 2nd for a retail price of $125. Then another movie connection in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is New Mutants, and this is the first omnibus written by the famous Chris Claremont, known very well from his X-Men runs. And this collects the Marvel graphic novel number 4, New Mutants 1 to 34, annual number 1, Marvel Team Up 100, 149, and annual number 6. Then Uncanny X-Men 160, 167, 180, 189, 192, and Magic 1 to 4. This will be in shops in the middle of December, around the 16th, for a retail price of $125. Another omnibus is the last in the Jim Starlin Infinity run, and this is the Infinity Crusade omnibus. This collects a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to go through it all, but you can always pause the video now and check out what's included. Of course, it does include the actual 6-issue series of Infinity Crusade itself. This comes out at the end of December for a suggested retail price of $125. Then we have a more recent omnibus. This is the Marvel Cosmic Universe by Donny Cates, and this collects the Thanos run from 2016, just issues 13 to 18, written by Cates. Death of the Inhumans 1 to 5, Cosmic Ghost Rider 1 to 5, Silver Surfer Black 1 to 5, material from the Thanos Annual 2018 number 1, and Thanos Legacy. This will be in shops December 23 and goes for a retail price of around $100. So it's a little bit of a smaller omnibus with that price. Then we have a reprint. This is the Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 3. Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum, Jerome Pena on the cover of this version. And this comes out December 30th for retail price of $125. So if you're looking to pick this up, don't buy it on the second-hand market. Wait for a little bit and you can pick up the new printing of Volume 3 of Uncanny X-Men. Then we have another reprint. This is the first volume of X-Men. So this is Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. So classic 90s X-Men. This collects Uncanny X-Men 244 to 269, X-Men Annual Number 13, and Classic X-Men 39. So this reprint will be in shops at the end of December, going for $125 suggested retail price. Staying with X-Men and Chris Claremont, this is a classic legendary, some say, X-Men story. This is God Loves, Man Kills. This is the extended cut, oversized gallery edition hardcover version. And this collects X-Men God Loves, Man Kills, the extended cut 1 and 2, with a bunch of extra material on the side. This will come in the middle of December and goes for $34.99. Then moving on to something more modern, this is Always an Invader. This is a hardcover written by Chip Zdarsky, who's writing Daredevil, had a great run on Spider-Man as well, and great little cover here by Scotty Young in this variant. So this collects Namor, The Best Defense, and Invaders from 2019, issues 1 through 12. So I believe this will be an oversized hardcover with 13 issues in. It looks like it will be. This comes out end of December and goes for $35. Then another more modern run, another oversized hardcover. This is Guardians of the Galaxy, another Donny Cates or Cates kind of cosmic saga, some say. I think all this will eventually join together and make some kind of sense in the end. So this is Donny Cates. There's a Jeff Shaw cover with art by Patrick Zosha as well. So this collects Guardians of the Galaxy 1 to 12, as well as the first annual from 2019. Be in stores around December the 23rd, also going for $35. Then we have something a little bit different. This is a poster book. Sometimes I mention these month to month. This one stuck out because I think many people are fans of the Into the Spider-Verse movie that came out a while ago. So this basically takes a look at that and gives you a whole bunch of different posters related to the movie and the artwork surrounding that. This will be out December 23rd and goes for a retail price of $25. So if you want some Spider-Verse art on your walls, this is probably the most cost-effective way of getting some. So moving into Epic Collections, we have Incredible Hulk Going Grey by John Byrne. This collects Incredible Hulk 314 to 330, Annual 14 and 15, some material from Marvel Fanfare number 29, weighs in at around 512 pages. It's with you in the first week of December, which is actually right now as I publish this video, and goes for a retail price of $39.99. The second Epic Collection featured is the Avengers West Coast, and this is Vision Quest. This has some John Byrne cover art, mainly written by Steve Englehart, and this collects West Coast Avengers 38 to 46, Annual number 3, Avengers West Coast 47 to 52, Annual number 4, and some material from Avengers Spotlight 23. A little bit of a smaller collection versus the last one I mentioned, but still very close to the 500 page count. Comes in at 488. It'll be with you around December 23, and it goes for $40. Then we have something which stuck out to me. This is Ravencroft, and I believe it collects the whole miniseries 1 to 5 by Frank Thierry. And this stuck out, I guess, because I saw some reviews of single issues, and it sounded like it was a really good read. So this is Marvel's spin on Arkham Asylum. So if that sounds interesting to you, then you can pick up this trade December the 23rd, and it goes for $16. This collects the 2020 Spider-Man Noir miniseries, just 5 issues, comes in at 112 pages. It'll be with you in the last week of December for $16. Let's take a look at what DC has for us. So first up, we've got 100 Bullets. This is the first omnibus. This is now DC Black Label, but obviously was published under Vertigo many years ago, won many Eisner Awards. If you haven't read 100 Bullets, then you can pick it up in this awesome premium hardcover format. This collects the first half of the 100 issues, or a little bit over half. It collects issue 1 to 58, as well as an extra side tale from Vertigo Winter's Edge number 3. It says it'll be in shops January, and I should mention at this time that with DC, it's super hard to follow exactly when things will be printed, when they'll be available in shops or comic shops, or even from previews. It's just a mess, to be honest. So I've tried my best to collect some of the biggest and most interesting books here, but I would just check your local retailer just to be sure. So this looks like it comes out in January and maybe not in December, and goes for a retail price of $150, which means it'll probably be a really, really fat omnibus with 58 issues, or actually about 59 including the extra Winter's Edge number 3. It's probably going to be a really fat boy. Then we got New Teen Titans Omnibus. This is the 5th one in the ongoing collection of Omnibuy. Collects a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not going to go through. Again, this was a December solicitation, but looks like it might only be out in January. Hopefully it does come out in December, and this goes for $100. Then we've got a tabloid edition hardcover, which I believe is the really big kind of newspaper size hardcovers. This is Superman versus Wonder Woman. This will be out December 9th and goes for $40. Next we got Green Lantern Season 2 by Grant Morrison. This is the first hardcover of 2 that I believe are being released in December, but I thought I'd just go with 1 to be safe because DC solicitations are so weird right now. So this comes out in the first week of December and collects Green Lantern Black Stars 1 to 3 and the main Green Lantern series Season 2 issues 1 through 6. As I said, December 2nd, and goes for $30. Then we have a Shazam book. It's a trade paperback, Shazam and the 7 Magic Lands. I'm not really sure exactly where this comes from and what it collects. I thought it was the Jeff Johns run because his name's on it, but then I see a whole lot of other people, Scott Collins on art, etc. But it does collect Shazam 1 to 11 and 13 to 14, and this will be out December 9th for $30. Next we have Young Justice by Brian Michael Bendis. Again, I've heard lots about this, so I thought I'd feature this. I think a lot of people are interested in it. Really beautiful art as well. This is the second trade paperback, Lost in the Multiverse, and it collects Young Justice 7 to 12. This will be out right at the end of December, going for $18. Then we've got a complete collection, which I thought was only a thing by Marvel, but it looks like DC's jumping on it as well. This is Batman City of Bane by Tom King, and this collects the entire City of Bane run. Collects Batman 75 to 85. It'll be out in the middle of December for $30. Then we got Justice League. This is Justice League Vengeance is Thine trade paperback, and this collects Justice League 40 to 47 and Justice League Annual number 2 of the ongoing run. This is Robert Venditti, and this will be out December 9th for $19.99. Then we got a classic run by George Perez. These are the big fat trade paperbacks. This is volume 5 of Wonder Woman by Perez and collects Wonder Woman 46 to 57. Again, it says it'll be in shops in the first week of January, but let's hope it comes out earlier in December. This goes for a retail price of around $35, so a nice fat chunky trade. Let's see what Image Comics has for us. First of all, the Perfect Edition Pick of the Month. It has to be an Ed Brubaker book, because I think I've made this my Pick of the Month every time there's been a new Brubaker and Phillips hardcover. I guess I'm a bit of a fanboy in that sense, but yeah, this is Reckless. I believe there's a set of 3 hardcover stories coming out throughout 2021, well, end of 2020 leading into 2021 in total. They're all kind of standalone, but they'll probably link together, knowing Brubaker and Phillips and the way they put these stories together. So a totally new kind of universe from them. Really looking forward to this. Jacob Phillips joins in on doing the colors as well, which is great to see. So this comes out middle of December and goes for a price of $24.99. Next up, something I previewed last month, but it seems like it's only actually coming out this month. This is Adventure Man by Matt Fraction, who's writing, and Terry Dotson and Rachel Dotson on art. This collects Adventure Man 1 to 4 of the new series, comes out December 9th and goes for a retail price of $25. Next, we have another Brubaker and Phillips masterpiece. This is a reprint for people who just picked up Volume 3 of the deluxe editions of Criminal. You'll now get a chance to get Volume 1 and Volume 2. They're reprinted. They all have beautiful new art on the covers as well. And this comes out December 9th and goes for a retail price of $50. As I said, there's also Volume 2 with the new covers. So here's a look at, again, stunning artwork, stunning colors for these new covers. This matches the new deluxe edition Volume 3. So if you never had these before, you can pick up all 3 of the deluxe editions with these 2 reprints matching the 3rd deluxe edition cover. If you have the old ones, you could always sell them, get new versions and have matching colors. Totally up to you. This second reprint comes out in the middle of December, also for $49.99. Talking about classics, classic team of Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Russo joined up to continue their new epic. So they were the creators on 100 Bullets. They've kind of teamed up again for Moonshine, which is a story about werewolves and other fun stuff that I won't spoil for you. This collects the ongoing run of Moonshine 18 to 22, comes out in the first week of December for $16.99. Then we have Jeff Lemire and Dustin Gwynn. This is Ascender. This is the 3rd trade paperback, which collects Ascender 11 to 14, coming out December 23 for $12.99. Then Kieran Gillen's RPG twist on an RPG story, Die. This is Volume 3, The Great Game. This collects Die 11 to 15, comes out in the middle of December for $16.99. Then we have a new book, I believe inspired or created by Robert Kirkman originally, but written by Mike Costa with art by Nate Bellegarde. This is the first trade paperback for Stealth, so if you want to jump on and get into a new superhero kind of epic from Image, this collects the first 6 issues. I think it's ongoing, but I'm not sure. But at least if it isn't, you'll have the whole thing in this trade. If it's ongoing, you can jump on and see if it's your cup of tea. Anyway, Stealth 1 to 6. This comes out December 9th for $16.99. Let's see what Dark Horse has in December. First of all, we have a monstrous deluxe edition. This is the Critical Role Chronicles of Exandria Mighty Nine. Quite a mouthful. This mainly collects a large 264 deluxe edition of the Chronicles of Exandria, the Mighty Nine, which you'll see, I believe it's that big purple book in the middle there. It's got a whole bunch of other stuff I'm not going to get into, but if you're into RPGs, you'll probably have a bit of mouth-watering going on when I tell you there's a cloth map. And if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, cloth maps were all the rage with any tabletop game or any computer RPG that you got, so enjoy that one. There's a whole bunch of other stuff you can read through here. I'll leave it to you to do so. This deluxe edition comes out in the first week of December and goes for a whopping $125. Next up, Alien books. So Alien is still getting a lot of attention for the hardcovers that have been printed in the last while, and I believe the rights are shifting away from Dark Horse quite soon across to Marvel, I believe. So if you're into Alien, you can pick up the original Screenplay comic version. So this collects the 5-issue miniseries. It'll be with us in the first week of December, and the hardcover goes for $19.99. Next, we've got a very interesting anthology. This is Drawing Lines, an anthology of women cartoonists, and it collects a whole bunch of big names. So this has Joyce Carol Gates, Gail Simone, Joelle Jones, Colleen Doran, and a whole bunch more. It looks like really interesting. It looks like it'll probably be oversized as well, I hope, since it's showing off a lot of different artists. And this comes out December 23rd and goes for $19.99. Next, I wanted to add a few reprints in. As far as I could tell from previews and other solicitations, it looks like the most popular manga, or the most popular version of one of the most popular manga on the planet, Berserk, is getting a whole ton of reprints. So if you've been waiting to get into it, haven't been able to find it, hold on, because it looks like throughout December you'll get volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you've been holding off and haven't been able to find this, just hold on a little longer and you'll be able to pick this up during December. More reprints for things that people are very interested in. These are the library editions of Umbrella Academy, and it looks like all 3 volumes are going to get reprints throughout December. So if you've also been struggling to find this, just hold on a little bit longer and you'll be able to pick these up. Next up, we've got Boom, IDW, Oni Press, etc. Let's see what they've got in December. First of all, since it is December, let's talk about Klaus. So Klaus, I believe, has already had 2 hardcovers. This is the latest. This is Klaus, Life and Times of Santa Claus, written by the legendary Scotsman Grant Morrison, with art by Dan Mora, who's done the art on all of the Klaus work so far. And this collects Klaus and the Crying Snowman #1, and Klaus and the Life of Times of Joe Christmas #1. This will be out right at the end of December, so unfortunately it just misses Christmas, but maybe you can use your Boxing Day money or something from your January fund to buy this one. It looks like it'll really be worth it. The others have been tremendous so far. This is coming out for $25, as I said, December 30th. Next, we've got another new printing or reprint. This is Transformers, the IDW collection, and this is the hardcover, volume 2. This gets a reprint at the end of December and has a retail price of $59.99. Next, another artist anthology. This is the Invisible Men, the black artist of the golden age of comics. It looks really interesting, just learning about the history of those great black artists that featured back in the day that no one knew about. And this comes out middle of December for $35. Next, we've got King of Nowhere by Maxwell Prince and Tyler Jenkins. Famous author getting involved in comics. And this collects the King of Nowhere 1 to 5. It'll be in shops December 9 for $19.99. Then we got Lumberjanes, an award-winning or Eisner Award-winning series, which I think many people are familiar with. This is the 16th trade paperback, so we've got a lot of Lumberjanes content to get into. This collects issues 61 to 64, will be in shops middle of December, and has a retail price of $14.99. Then we have a fan favorite, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is the Legacy editions, which I believe covers the Dark Horse reprints, and this is the 3rd volume in trade paperback format, and collects Buffy the Vampire Slayer 20 to 29 and Angel 15. This comes out December 9th for a price of $29.99. Then we got something that caught my eye. This is called The Kill Lock. I've never heard of the author, and I'll probably punish his or her name, but I'll try it anyway. Livio Ramondelli. Sounds possibly from Italy, but that's just a wild guess from me. Sounds like a very interesting premise, though. Banished for their crimes, 4 robots are bound to each other's fates in this sci-fi graphic novel. This comes out December 9th and goes for a price of $24.99. Next up, by the people who bought us Sixth Gun, being Cullen Bunn, Brian Hurt as well. This is Shadow Roads, and this is the second trade paperback. So if you want to jump into Shadow Roads, not too much to collect so far, so you could get in and see what's going on here. This comes out the middle of December for a retail price of $19.99. Last but not least, we have Rick and Morty Go to Hell. I don't know what else to say. It's Rick and Morty, and apparently they go to hell. So I think the cover says it all. This collects the 5-issue mini-series. Comes out December 2nd for a retail price of $19.99. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And remember, stay perfect. See ya.